Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I'm talking about y'all. Fits me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What is up, y'all? What is up? Happy Friday, child. I tried to tell y'all happy Friday yesterday, and it was Friday Eve. Happy Friday, child. We just came from over El Teddy's house, having ourselves a good time, okay? We were talking about Chasing Dallas. If you guys are not familiar, it is a web-based reality show, and we have been following the show since its inception, and so if you know, y'all go catch that replay when y'all get up off of here. Chef Don, thank you. My Ursha then came down and said, listen, he didn't close the doors. He didn't close the doors. Okay. Y'all come on in. Let me say hi to the people. Hey, Rasonda. Hey, Inform, Tracy, Chuck. I set the playlist on my other YouTube, The Teacher Project. Thank you. It's playing on. That's what I'm talking about. I love y'all and y'all love me, and I appreciate y'all so much. Tawana Kenneth, what's up, Queen Diva? Kenneth said the doors are closed, honey. The doors are closed. What up, little baby? Hey, Powerful. Rock Chick, Diva. What's going up, Mo? Sonara. Hey, Pooh. I ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, TG. Quake, going live during the South Carolina game. Listen, first of all, I need y'all to know that the game is literally playing on my TV. Because y'all know I'm a Maryland girl, but I love South Carolina because y'all know I'm a Don Staley fan. So I'm literally over here on pins and needles. It's 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter, baby. But it is what it is. And if y'all are ahead of me, please don't ruin the ending. Okay. What's up, Brown Mama? What's going on? Mo said the doors are closed. Hey, Lovely 31. What's going on? Hey, Chuck. Auntie Eva. Hey, Kari. Tan. What's going on? Alexis. Thank you, Rock Chick. Thank you. What up, Tracy? She said everybody like this live, honey. Cindy, what's going on? Hey, Cheryl. I was in the bushes laughing because I don't know nothing about that show. It was a good time. It was a good old Kiki, honey. Angela said the balcony is open. She got the balcony. So if you need to get upstairs into the balcony for that herbal libation, y'all go ahead and go up there. Tracy, listen, we just hit 100 people. So Tracy got the bar open. Y'all know if we hit 200 people, Abby going to pull out the hookah. Okay, Abby will pull out the hookah at 200. And if we get to 300 people in the chat, Chef Don is going to open up the kitchen. If you are lit up in green, that means you are VIP. Come on over to the VIP section. You don't have to go to the bar to get your drink. The drinks will come to you. Okay, y'all come on in here. What's up, Lauren? Hey, Nubian. What's going on, y'all? Liza, what's going on? I was catching Captain America. It's sort of sad you missed it. Well, you know, go catch the replay. I haven't seen Captain America yet. Maybe I'll go see that this weekend. I don't know. What's up, Miss Bay? Gossip in the Garden. Hey, everybody. Queen Diva has been a member for 36 months. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tap the screen if you're happy this Friday. Yes. Hey, Nay. What's up, Nisi? So, look, you guys. First of all, hold on a second. My bad, y'all. I forgot my door still open. It's about to, I'm going to close my door. It's getting a little... When I got home, it was nice. I wanted to have the door open, but hold on. I meant to close the door. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. I wanted to close the door before I went live. Before I forget, it's dark. My door will be open. All right, sorry about that, y'all. I meant to do that before I went live, but I didn't want to forget. Even though my screen door was locked still. Okay. Tracy said the door is closed, but the bar is open. All right. All right. So listen, you guys. We got a few things to get into on this Friday, this Good Friday. First of all, hey, Sabria. Sabria says she is like 55, which means that we need some more likes. Okay. We got 100 people in the room. Can we get about 30 more likes? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. So we're gonna do this real quick. Y'all know we getting on that ship in February. I did have a few people reach out to me about more information. I did post this on my community wall again this morning, so you'll see the fresh. Hold on, let me take this down so you can see it clear. With the 800 number and everything. So again, I'm not gonna go through all of it, you guys, but February the 6th through the 9th, 2026, we'll be going on the ship. We'll be getting on the Utopia of the Seas. That is the 800 number to book on group sales. That is the group ID number, and those are the current prices. We are not going to be able to extend the date. Remember, I told you guys we would try to see if we could get the date extended. Shout out to you. Happy 1 year, Angela. Yes, as a member. Thank you for being a member for 12 months. I appreciate you, my love. But baby, these prices keep going up. And so we're not gonna be able to get this time extended. So those prices are only good until April the 4th. So you got 1 more week to book for those. Now listen, you can book until the ship sells out, right? You can book your trip in July if you want to book it in July. But just know that the prices have gone up. And just so you'll know, we're going to have a live this weekend. I think it's going to be tomorrow, but I'm not sure. But myself and Cruiser are going to do a live this weekend to just go over all of the details and let you guys know. Just give a little bit more information about the Utopia of the Seas and the prices, where the prices are now and all that good stuff. So there's that. And of course, you guys know we are going to Louisville in October for the book festival, the Louisville Book Festival. Okay. All right. Again, if you want more information on that, hit me up on Instagram, and there it is. Okay. All right. Okay. Ooh, a key lime mojito. That sounds very interesting. Now, let me give y'all the update. Y'all know I like to start with updates. So let me give y'all the update. Shout out to Don Don. Shout out to Chef Don Don. He had a little update today on his live. If y'all didn't catch his live, Don, drop your link for that video you did this morning, where he had a little bit of an update on this Marvin Sapp situation. He actually had where somebody who was at that service did give a little more context. Now, first of all, I did not know that this was a year ago. So let's put in context that this happened a year ago, because I think yesterday one of the things I said was he was being tone deaf about where we are as a country right now, and maybe people were doing the best they could, people losing their jobs left and right. So let me be the first to address the fact that this was not a recent video. This video was over a year old. And I do have a question. Like, again, what up, cruise? I just told him we're going to go live this weekend and talk about the cruise and the prices and the Utopia of the Seas and all that good stuff. So y'all be on the lookout for that live. We do still have some rooms, and they're, again, at those prices, but okay. I will say this though. I do question why that video has surfaced now. You know what I'm saying? What's up, cuz? I do find it interesting that, again, knowing that was a year ago, now I do have to sort of question why it's coming out now, or why is it just going viral now? Okay, Casey Johnson, I'll check when I get off of here. And I said that yesterday. I said somebody posted it for a reason. Again, I didn't know it was a year old, but I did say somebody posted it for a reason. But I still feel the way I feel. But I just want to give you guys, I want to be fair and give you guys the information. When I get more information, I give you more information. So that video is from a year ago. I still feel the way I feel though, Mr. Sapp. I still feel like your tone was a little aggressive. And even though there might not have been no locks on them doors, I do feel that people might have felt some kind of way. Now, the person that dropped, dropped that message, Chef Don talked about on his video today, said they ain't feel no kind of way. Said they ain't had no problem with it. That they gave they $20 and they ain't feel no kind of way and they was good with it, which is sort of what I was talking to my friend yesterday, and we were having that conversation about, church folk are just used to it. Like people who go to those types of churches, they've just sort of been indoctrinated, in that way that don't bother them. That's just the normal Sunday morning, whatever. So it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. So I did want to give y'all that update. Like I said, I still feel how I feel. But I did want to give y'all that update. Now, y'all remember, here's another little update. Y'all remember a few months ago, we talked about that court case that involves Diddy and Aaron Hall. Aaron Hall from Guy. Y'all remember that video? Y'all remember that video? He didn't mention it was a year ago either. Did he have a right? And then Cindy, I agree. Why didn't he put that in that long dissertation that he gave us? Why didn't he say this was over a year ago? You know what I mean? And I guess maybe he didn't say it because it really didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was a year ago, I guess. I mean, he said it. So I don't know. Baby, they say Aaron Hall is missing. The lady who is suing Aaron Hall and Diddy has said that she can't find him, that he is missing. Nobody seems to know where he is, and she has not been able to find him so that she can serve him. Listen. Y'all think he in Bali? Y'all think they need to check his passport and see what was the last stamp in that passport, Aaron Hall? Is he down to the Bali with Russell? Baby, they said they can't find him. They said they can't find him, y'all. That's what they said. Child, that child ain't missing. He just hiding. Y'all gonna have to go up in the hood looking for him. Y'all gonna have to go up in the hood. He probably staying at one of his baby mama's apartments that live in Section 8 down in the hood. He probably, put a do-rag on his head and a wife beater and some basketball shorts and walk around in some slides and just don't nobody recognize him. They just don't know it's him. But he around. He ain't lost. He ain't lost. Right. He hiding in plain sight. You ask the right people, they know where to find him. You ask the right people, they know where to find them. I'm telling you now. And somebody in the right place will sell them out for a bottle of Moscato and a pack of Newports. You just got to find the right person. You just got to find the right person. Somebody know where he is. They know where he is. You just ain't asking the right people. You asking his brother and them. You probably asking his brother and what's that boy name? Teddy Riley and stuff. They're not going to tell you. But you find the right person, they'll tell you where he is. And Aaron, I hate to be the one to tell you, not getting served does not mean that the lawsuit can't move forward. I need you. Y'all got to stop thinking that just because you don't get served, meaning it can't nothing happen if you don't get served. That's not how that works. Y'all been watching too many, movies. Okay, that's not how that works. There are other ways that people can get it taken care of. Okay. Chuck said, truth be told, I wouldn't know what that old ninja looks like. That's what I'm saying. Because I promise you, he don't look like he used to look. He don't look like he used to look. Stop looking for the 2000 guy. Don't look for him. Don't look for the I miss you, Aaron Hall. That's not who you looking for. You're not looking for that one. The Teddy's Jam, the Groove Me. You're not looking for that Aaron Hall. Okay, I need you to understand that. You're looking for an Aaron Hall who's been through some things. Think Alexander O'Neal. Okay, for y'all who know what I'm talking about. You're not looking for the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're not looking for that Alexander O'Neal. You're looking for the 2025 Alexander O'Neal. Think of it like that. You're not looking for that Aaron Hall. So that's not who you're looking for. You're looking for this Aaron Hall. You see what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm talking about? You ain't looking for that Aaron Hall. You're looking for this Aaron Hall, okay? You'll find him. When you start looking for the right Aaron Hall, you'll find him. Okay? You're looking for the wrong one. All right. Move right along. So they say Aaron Hall is missing. Y'all go help him. Y'all go help them find. Y'all go help them find that man. He around. Y'all go help them find that man. He around. Child. Yes, Alexander, he done been through some things. That's all I got to say. You're not looking for Saturday love. You're not looking for because let me tell you something. Alexander O'Neal. If y'all don't know, for y'all young folk that don't know about Alexander O'Neal, y'all better go Google it. Y'all better go get them old go looking for they looking for the AA Ron Hall. Yeah. Y'all better go. Let me tell you something now. Alexander had I keep saying want to say Alexander Hamilton. Alexander O'Neal, baby. You want to go back to some 80s R&B? All right, moving right along. Y'all go find that man. He around. Baby. Yes, Sunshine was my song. Yes. Criticize. Oh, that's a good one too. She's a fake. Yeah, listen. Y'all know where my cousin at. I know he know. Sunshine is my song. Like if you ask for Alexander O'Neal, that's it for me. All right, South Carolina won. Congratulations, Mr. If you were here tonight. Yes, if you were here tonight. Yes. What's up, JB? Hey, boo. I see a familiar face in that chat I've known personally for years. Oh, really? Okay. JB see some people he know up in this chat. Okay. Yes, Mr. If you were here tonight, you better tell him. You better let it be known. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into what was that, Grace? Oh, now let me tell y'all something. I was in the bushes until you said criticize. Yes. Shall we gonna get to it? Nandi, we gonna get to it. Oh, you know Kenneth? That's my boo. Kenneth Bell, that's my boo. Yeah. Okay. Coach Staley did it again. She sure did. So, Wendy Williams. Y'all, Wendy Williams has been on ice. How long has it been since her show? When did Wendy Williams show? When did she stop doing her show? Because Sherry Shepherd did it for like a year. When did she stop doing her show? Wendy Williams has not been out here doing celebrity gossip in a good 4 years. Has it been about 4 years, maybe? About 3 or 4 years that Wendy Williams has not been down here giving us her celebrity gossip, baby. And she is still dropping tea and telling on people. Baby, she is still dropping tea and telling on people, okay? Now, I told y'all last Sunday that something wasn't right with that story that Angela Oakely told us about her and Charles. And I told y'all can go back and look at my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta yes, Alexander O'Neal's Christmas album is absolutely everything. If you listen, y'all know I love me some Christmas music, baby. Yes, his Christmas album is good. Let me tell you something. I told y'all last Sunday when I did my review, I said Angela told that story about her and Charles separating around the time he got put out of Madison Square Garden. I said that was her way of buffering us. So if we found out later on that he stepped out on her, she could be like, well, I told y'all we weren't together. I told y'all we separated. I'm telling y'all. So listen, there's a young lady, and I want to give her proper credit. Hold on. On YouTube, on Instagram, damn it, TikTok, Lord, I went through all three of them. Hold on, because I want to give the right credit. I want to give proper credit where credit is due. Okay, but she is on. Which chat did I put it in? Chat. I didn't put it in. So I think I put it in this group chat. Was it this group? No, hold on. It was the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna keep talking. But she does here it is right here, the Whether You Like It or Not panel. Hold on. Is this her right here? I'm gonna get it for y'all. Either way, she does TikTok, and she sort of broke down the timeline of the kids, and she was trying to say that, basically she was deducing that there was a baby that would be around the age of the time when they got married, right? Angela Oakely got into her comments and was like, your timeline is off. Do your math again. The Charles Jr. is grown, yada yada yada. So I was like, dang, okay, maybe there is no baby, but I still think Charles might have been in them streets, right? Well, baby, y'all know that the internet is undefeated, right? Y'all know that the internet is undefeated. How about somebody done found a clip from the Wendy Williams show where Wendy is telling on Miss Angela Oakely? I'm going to let y'all hear it for yourself.
Suzanne, I was at a party with he and his wife one time.
Yes.
And when I was leaving and, getting myself together, gathering my belongings. So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, can I tell you something? I said, what? She goes, Wendy, it's only a baby.
Oh.
You can work this out. And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than me.
So I'm gonna play it again, but this was after she found out about Kelvin and Shireen having that baby, right? So this was she's telling a story about Angela Oakely and Charles Oakely, and she ran into them at a party. I'm gonna play it again so y'all can hear, and I'm gonna let y'all see it so y'all know it ain't AI. It is absolutely Wendy Williams. It is absolutely Wendy Williams telling this story. So I'm gonna play it again so y'all can hear it.
Wife one time.
Yes.
And when I was leaving and, getting myself together, gathering my belongings. So I said goodbye to Charles, and then she came over and said goodbye, and she gave me a hug, and then she whispered in my ear, she said, can I tell you something? I said, what? She goes, Wendy, it's only a baby.
Oh.
You can work this out. And I looked at her like, has this ever happened to you? So she said, yes. I said, did you work it out? And she pointed over to Charles and said, yes. I said, well, then you're more forgiving than me.
Angela Oakely, Girl, you're going to have to do better than to try to give us a story, a lame-ass story about Charles getting put out of Madison Square Garden leading to y'all having a separation. Girl, please. Now, I get it that his ego was probably bruised and maybe he was in his feelings a little bit, and maybe it did cause problems at home because we know when a man get his ego bruised, child, we know it can spill over into other stuff. But, girl, you dealing with some old reality TV vets. We can see bullshit when we see the bullshit. And you came down here and told us that story for a whole nother reason than what you saying now. You told us that story so that if and when, I say when more than if, somebody come down here and want to tell it. Anybody that had a relationship with Charles and you got receipts and you want to come and let me do that interview, I'm here, I'm available. But if you decided to slide into somebody's DMs with the receipts, you was going to try to use that as a way to be like, well, I told you guys we were separated and we've worked through that. Because another question is, if y'all was separated when that incident happened, which was what, 7 years ago or whatever the situation was, girl, why y'all so pressed? Why you just worried about renewing y'all vows now? Why are you just worrying about renewing your vows now? Anyway, so Wendy Williams is the GOAT. Wendy Williams is the best to ever do it because, baby, she is still getting people caught up and she ain't even been down here. She ain't even been down here in a good 4-5 years. And, baby, she is still getting people caught up. So shout out to the internet. Shout out to the internet. All right. What's next? I don't have a lot to talk about today, y'all, but you know, it's Friday. Y'all know I might not be back till Sunday. So I want to just give y'all a little something. So that's Wendy Williams, honey. I know we sick of Tamar. At this point, I feel like we need to just put Tamar on the sick and shut in list. However, she was down to the Breakfast Club today. So I'm going to just give y'all a little bit of what she said. Because honestly, at this point, I just don't think any of us really care anymore. I think we are all just tired of Tamar and her shenanigans. I just feel like we all are. I know I am. But she was down to the Breakfast Club today. You know, her and her mom are starting this podcast. So they've been going all over the place, doing all these interviews to promote the podcast that probably ain't going to last more than 5 episodes, but whatever. We do know that Tamar's niece did film for this upcoming season of the Braxtons. So she was speaking about the upcoming season of the Braxtons. And she said that this season she is full-time on the show. I didn't watch last season because I told you guys I just didn't want to sit through I just didn't want to sit through the whole Tracy of it all. Because I just felt like that was their way of easing their own guilt on how they treated their sister, and that was just my opinion, and I just didn't want to sit through it. But Tamar says she is full-time on the show this season. She is full-time, and we know that the niece that made those accusations will be on the show. We know she filmed, because she filmed Tamar's podcast, and she said that it's supposed to be on the show. She said she doesn't know what will or won't be shown or how it'll be edited, but she was like, if it's edited, you know, if I feel like I need to say something, I have a platform. I'll come down here and I'll clear anything up I need to clear up. She says she has unblocked Tony since the whole birthday thing. But can I say something about this whole social media blocking, unblocking situation? I feel like, and if I'm stepping on some toes, then my apologies, but I don't understand the whole blocking, unblocking thing. And Tamar is one of those people that uses that block, unblock thing as a tool for her pettiness. Because Craig even spoke on that when he was talking a couple of weeks ago, I think last week, on T.S. Madison. They were speaking on the situation again. And he said that when that whole thing went down at the T.S. Madison show, he said she literally was sitting in the audience and blocked him on social media. Like, with everything else going on, that's what you thought about to do, is to block him on social media. And then he said, after she came backstage and we sort of talked and we hugged, then she unblocked me. To me, that is so silly and so stupid and so unnecessary. That's why half the time I can't tell you who blocked me and who don't block me. I can't tell you who following me and who's not following me. I just don't pay that kind of attention. I honestly just don't. Honestly, I don't. I found out somebody had blocked me a while back. One of these reality TV people who was following me and then got mad at me and then stopped following me and blocked me. Baby, I promise you I didn't know. You know how I found out that they blocked me? Because they finally said it to somewhere. They was doing an interview and they was talking about how they blocked me. Baby, if you hadn't said it, I would have never known. It's just so ridiculous to me, the block, unblock, block, unblock. Now I understand blocking is necessary in some situations and all of that. But when I tell you I don't even have that kind of energy. Here comes Scotty. Here come petty ass Scotty. Because Scotty knows exactly who it is. Hey, Scotty boo. Scotty knows exactly who it is, honey. Speaking of which, since Scotty and JB are here, y'all asked for it and y'all got it. Scotty, JB, and I will be doing rotating panel for Beyond the Gates. This week we will be on Scotty's channel, so I'll share it out and everything. We'll be over there. We said 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Scotty and JB, make sure I have the right time. But with that being said, you know, I just don't understand that block, unblock thing. But anyway, she said she got Tony unblocked, and I'm sure Tony lost sleep over it. I'm sure Tony Braxton really lost sleep over you having her blocked. But anyway, then she spoke on the Candy situation, which again, girl, nobody cares. Like, you keep speaking on this Candy situation as if you're waiting for Candy to pick up the phone and call you. And that's probably never going to happen, especially not at this point. She said that, you know, basically she felt like Candy lied on her. And once somebody lies on her, that's when it bothers her, because she said that Candy lied. Can I be honest and tell you, I don't even know where this story ends and begins anymore, because I just don't care. If you ask me to choose to believe a story that Candy told versus to believe Candy's version of the story versus Tamar's version of the story, I'm gonna always say that I believe Candy's version of the story. That's just who I'm always going to believe. Hey, Catherine the Queen, and Catherine, I'm gonna make you a mod so you can drop that link, okay? Catherine is in a competition, you guys. She is a chef and she is in a competition and she's asking for our help. I'm going to make you a mod so you can drop the link, because I told her I would drop the link, and y'all know I'm going to remember. I told her to remind me. So I'm going to make you a mod so you can drop it yourself, okay? Hold on. Let me do that real quick. All right, I'm gonna make you a temporary mod. So I'm gonna just make it temporary so you can drop your link for and all right, okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me. All right, but yeah, I'm just doing it so you can drop the link. Oh, wait a minute, y'all's got the link. Okay, never mind then. Y'all, thank you, y'all. Y'all can drop it. Okay, never mind. Y'all can drop it. Okay, thank you, boo. So, y'all, she's in a competition and she's asking for our votes. If you guys can support her, I would appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. All right. Okay. Tamar wants Candy's validation, but she's so damn immature. She attacks for attention, then says she's sorry just for the press. But she always talks about, I've been doing the work, I've been doing the work, I've been doing the work, I've been doing too much work, I've been doing too much work. What work have you been doing? Like, what work have you been doing? Because we always find ourselves right back here with you. So what work have you really been doing, girl? So then they asked her about not being invited to Tawanda's wedding. And she said, well, I think it's Tawanda's place to say. Again, they did film the wedding for the show. Y'all know how reality TV goes. They can't talk about it. But she says that's Tawanda's story to tell. But she said that she was actually asked to be a maid of honor. Now, I'm going to be honest and say, if in fact Tamar was invited to be the maid of honor in this wedding, then that was strictly for television purposes. Because it ain't no way in hell that Tawanda and Tamar went from not speaking to maid of honor, and she jumped over all her other friends, including Trina, who we know her and Trina are close in real life. Girl, bye. So I'm sure it'll play out on the season. I'm sure they just want everybody to go watch the show. And I'm going to be honest and tell y'all, I know I didn't want to watch last season, but I'm going to be honest. If the niece is on this season, I do kind of want to see how that plays out. So I may watch it. If the niece, I want to wait and see what the trailer is giving. Because I want to see if the niece was included in the trailer or that conversation. Because I'm definitely interested in seeing the niece's story and how all of that plays out. But if they cut that out or they choose not to address that, honestly, I don't think I care enough to watch anything else this season. But we'll see when it comes out, child. But that's the Tamar of it all. I'm about to put her ass on the sick and shut-in list and stop talking about her. But I just wanted to give y'all that little update of. Sure. All right. So hold on. We got a couple of more stories and then we're going to get out of here. Again, I said we weren't going to be here long today. I had to see how I feel. You know what? I ain't even going to say that because I say it and then I don't do it. And then I feel bad when I tell y'all I might do something and then I don't do it. I be feeling bad. So I'm not even going to say what I might do. I'll see how I'm feeling. And if it happened, it happened. Cat Williams has purchased a 117-acre property. It's a former Alabama military base with over 30 buildings and a 3 million square foot of indoor space to create his own film studio. I don't think that's new information, but I did want to just share that. Ralph and Dennis have been fighting in the comments, and I just don't think I care about either one of them. Ralph has invited Dennis to the basement, or Dennis asked to come to the basement to do Ralph's podcast so they could chop it up. I would really be honest with you. Since I don't believe nothing that come out of none of their mouths. I don't believe nothing coming out of Drew's mouth. I don't believe nothing coming out of Dennis' mouth. And I damn sure don't believe nothing coming out of Ralph's mouth. I honestly feel like this was a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bullshit. I feel like this was a setup from the beginning to help Ralph jumpstart this damn podcast he got going from the basement. Because why is Dennis and Ralph, what they fighting about? What's the problem? What they fighting about? And now you got Portia in Drew's comments giving her high-fiving her and giving her big ups about how great her music is and how beautiful she looks. So I'm like, girl, like I get it that they filmed these shows months ago, but Portia, literally last episode, you were literally in tears crying to Dennis about the whole Drew of it all. And now, which brings me back to where we started, where it just feels like it was all a storyline from the jump. And that's why I said, I do believe that Portia knew, okay? Ralph has less than 500 subs, so he needs to get a job at some company as a manager. Let me tell you something. Excuse me. Let me tell y'all something. Ralph might actually be able to get his platform monetized by the end of the season, depending on how he plays this whole situation. But the reality of the situation is, after this season is over, won't nobody care. It's not like anybody is going to care about anything Ralph has to say if it ain't about Drew or the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't nobody care about nothing you got to talk about. I can't, but I'm going to tell you what I can see, though. I can see, I can see, okay, sorry about that. I can see, Ralph becoming like the new, what was that guy that died, the red pill guy that always talked about a high value woman, Kevin Samuels. I could see him being the new Kevin Samuels because I feel like he has that mentality. I could see him now if he could tap in to that Kevin Samuels crowd, he absolutely could do really, really well. But I don't think he can. I think, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't be over in the manosphere. So it might be a audience for him. It might be a audience for him. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. But other than that, child, we don't really care about none of that. He isn't smart enough. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think he can, but if he had been, but that's really it. Because I could see that him being very misogynistic and saying, because we know the kind of stuff he used to say to Drew. He doesn't have the personality, patience, or consistency. That's true. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he may make a few dollars off of this platform if he plays it right for the next 15 weeks. And after that, child, won't nobody be thinking about nothing that Ralph is talking about. I mean, let's just call a thing a thing. All right, y'all. So in politics, we got one thing I want to tell you guys in politics, and then we're going to get into this Oliver responding to Funky Dineva. Shout out to the 300 people in the chat. Don. He about to open up the kitchen. I don't know what he cooking, but y'all know we get the 300 people in the chat. The kitchen is open. Let me take a pause for the calls real quick. We got 300 people in the chat. If you are not subscribed to the platform, please subscribe to the platform. If you have not hit the like button, please do. I'm hoping to have like 250 likes. And donations are not required, but they are accepted and certainly are appreciated. So if y'all, last night y'all was sowing seeds and y'all was sowing $20 seeds and I was here for it. But y'all know if you want to give $5, $10, $15, y'all know it is what it is. You can super chat or cash app it. Okay? All right. Wisconsin Attorney General is suing Elon Musk. So I don't know if y'all heard, there is an election going on over in the Wisconsin of it all. There's an election going on in Wisconsin. And I'm going to just read y'all this article because it'll probably give it all of it. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Cole sued Elon Musk on Friday over his proposal to pay two people $1 million for voting in the state Supreme Court race. They are desperate, okay? The Wisconsin Department of Justice is committed to ensuring that elections in Wisconsin are safe, secure, free, and fair. We are aware of the offer recently posted by Elon Musk to award $1 million to two people at an event in Wisconsin this weekend. Cole's case was assigned to Brad Schimmel's liberal opponent, Susan Crawford. A spokesperson for Crawford told The Hill she will recuse herself from the case. The lawsuit follows Musk's announcement that he will visit the Badger State in support of Schimmel on Sunday. I will also personally hand over two checks for $1 million each in appreciation for you taking the time to vote. This is super important, Musk wrote Friday morning ahead of his visit. Ben Wickler, chair of the Democratic Party in Wisconsin, immediately labeled Musk's plan as a violation of state law. The Tesla CEO, who has spent millions of dollars on a race, which will decide the ideological balance of the court, later deleted the post and clarified his intentions. On Sunday night, I will give a talk in Wisconsin to clarify a previous post. Entrance is limited to those who have signed the petition in opposition to activist judges, Musk wrote. I will also hand over checks for $1 million to two people to be spokesmen for the petition. So he changed the language from voting to be spokesperson. Despite the change, officials say Musk's statement conflicts with Wisconsin state law, which says that anyone who offers, gives, lends, or promises to give or lend of endeavors or procure anything of value of any office or employment or any privilege or immunity to or any elector to for any other person in order to induce any elector to go or to not go to the polls or vote or not vote is illegal. What's up, Deb? How you doing? Schimmel and Crawford are competing for an open seat in the Wisconsin Supreme Court, which currently has a 3-3 split. This election is April the 1st. So we know that they are desperate, y'all. They are losing seats. And this is one of those special elections. And so they are desperate for, obviously, for a MAGA person to take over. And so that shows how the level of desperate. But yeah, this one got him in a little hot water. Maybe this one got him a lawsuit. Lawsuit. Don't know what's going to happen with the lawsuit. Don't know how it's going to pan out. But again, y'all know I'm always here for the people. What up, brother? That, you know, for the people that are here, that are going to stand up, child, because that's all we can do. Right now, the courts are our friends. You know, that's all we can do. Because we know we can't wait for the Democrats, child. Can't wait for the Democrats to fight hard. Okay, moving right along. So that is our politics for today. Now let's get into this Oliver, Fucky Neva, Michelle A.T. Elliott Brown of it all. So Ray said they already cheated Kamala out of a win. Why stop? Well, I'd rather wait on Jesus. Yeah, I saw that R&Diva. I saw it. Okay. Can we keep everything in the courts for 4 years? Child, some of this stuff will be litigated forever. So earlier this week, we talked about the Fucky Neva when he went off on his live and threatened Tasha K. And in him threatening Tasha K, he also reached for Michelle A.T. Elliott. In his rant about Michelle A.T. Elliott, I'm not going to play it here, but in his rant about Michelle A.T. Elliott, he spoke on what he's told all of us 10 years ago was that she had an odor. And what he said was, and you still think, I'm paraphrasing, please do not take this as a quote. I'm paraphrasing. I just don't have the timestamp and I don't have time to go look for the timestamp. But I'm paraphrasing. He said, you know, you stink then and you still stink because Oliver told me when he saw you at the YouTube thing, you were still stinking. Now, when I was watching it, I was like, damn, why he throw Oliver under the bus like that? Why he had to throw Oliver under the bus like that? Full disclosure, y'all know I know Oliver. I've hung out with Oliver. I've done business with Oliver. You know, me and Oliver are cool. I don't have no beef with Oliver. But y'all know I'm also going to call a thing a thing. So Oliver came down to his YouTube platform to sort of tell his side of the story. Now, yesterday, and I owe y'all an apology because y'all tried to tell me yesterday. And I said, well, he didn't really say nothing. I hadn't listened to the whole video. I went back and finished listening to the video. Oliver said a lot. So Oliver came down and did a video, which if I was Oliver, I would have done the exact same thing. Right? I would have done the exact same thing. He also did an interview with RHOA on her show where he's dragging Miss Pat. Is he okay? Well, he already said what he said about Miss Pat. He talked about Miss Pat a while ago. He said she was rude when he went and did her show. You know what I'm saying? So came down to address it. Now, I'm going to say this. First, Oliver said that he felt like this was God's way of punishing him for gossiping. Because if you guys have been following Oliver, he has been really working on his relationship with God. He just rededicated himself to a church a few weeks ago, and we posted that on social media. And so he said, that he learned the lesson he learned was about gossiping. But he said, he was talking to a friend. We know his relationship with Funky Neva. They've been close since going back to college days. When he was in college, he was at Morehouse. Funky Neva was looking for a personal assistant. Oliver applied, and there's the story. And Oliver sort of undid that story, which, I'm about to go all over the place because Oliver said a lot. He ended up saying a lot. But let me stay right here, and then I'm going to go back to this. I don't understand undoing stories that you've been telling the same way for years. So I have heard Oliver tell that story a million times about how he met Funky Neva, how he started working for Funky Neva. He said he was Funky Neva's assistant. He has said that. I've interviewed Oliver twice, and I believe he said it both times I interviewed him. He said it on Chasing Atlanta when he was on Chasing Atlanta. I've heard him tell that story. Why change the story now? It doesn't matter. I just didn't understand why change the story now, but I guess that it's whatever. So Oliver went on to explain why he came into contact with, or when and why and how he came into contact with Michelle. He said he was at Nene's. That's when he met Carlos King. Again, if you follow him on social media, you saw what he posted when he met Carlos King. And that's the same day that he said he alluded to the fact that he was going to be on Nene's podcast, because he kept talking about, that there was an opportunity, and he said he was very honest and said that he was very upset with Funky. He was upset because he was like, why would you do that? Like, why would you put that out there? Why did you have to put my name on it? Why did you have to say it? You could have just said, and people saying you still stink because they coming back and telling me. That could be anybody in Atlanta. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be. So I did feel like it was not necessary for him to put Oliver's name in it. And Oliver was saying the same thing. He said, that he has talked to Funky. He said he still loved Funky. That's still his man, 50 grand. But he felt he was upset that Funky would put him in it, and that it could possibly cost him an opportunity, because I believe he's going to be on an upcoming episode of Nene's podcast, which is why he was there. They were filming. And he said that, now this could have possibly cost him that opportunity, because Michelle and Nene are friends in real life. Like, they're friends. 2, when he was in contact with Michelle, was at a professional setting at Nene's studio. So he was like, Nene could very easily be like, scrap that, edit him out, whatever, because I don't want the mess. I don't want to deal with that. He's messy. He's this, he's that, and the other. So I definitely understand him feeling like this could have costed him an opportunity, right? And honestly, Oliver, boo thing, boo hockey, boo, you really could have just stopped there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because then he went on to talk about what he did say. I'm going to let y'all hear it, because as I was listening, I was like, Oliver, you should have just stopped with apologizing. You were gossiping. I'm sorry. I hate that he threw something that I thought was a private conversation and made it public. And I hate the fact that this could cost me an opportunity that I've been really, really working for. But I'm going to let y'all hear what was said.
Podcast, they have 2 people that sit next to each other. So I thought in my brain, potentially, it's going to be Michelle and I sitting next to each other for this podcast. Let me go up to her now and say hello. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. I didn't see nothing wrong with that. Hello.
You should never would have turned and said hello, baby. You should just sat down next to her. Oh, Lord Jesus. Look at this. Look at this.
The conversation was fine. Oliver, you didn't say the lady stank, but what did you say? This is what I said. So later when I was telling Funky about my day, and again, I'm telling him something that I haven't even told a lot of my close people that I've done, because I wanted the moment to be the moment, you know, and it's unfortunate that even if the moment still happens, this is going to be brought up, which makes me a little agitated, because I wanted to have my own moment, you know, like, let me do my thing. What I did say was, Jesus, Michelle, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. What I did say was, verbatim, I understand what people say when they talk about her.
Oliver, I'm going to let it play a little bit more because y'all got to hear the rest of it. But I'm going to stop right there, because if you know that somebody has been saying for 10 years that this woman smells, that she's got an odor, a fishy odor, whatever. We know that T.S. Madison said it. Kaya said it. That is what people have said about this woman. At this point, whether it's true or not, I'll probably never know. Whether it was true or not, if you say to somebody, now I know why people said what they said about her, that is co-signing that she's got a smell. You don't have to come right out and say she stinks. That is co-signing that woman got a smell. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I've never been around that woman. I have never been in her presence. But if that is the word on the streets, you are co-signing it. Now, I'm going to let y'all, because he continued to talk. And Oliver, you should have just said, listen, I was gossiping with Funky. We said some things that I thought was just going to be private. He threw me under the bus. I didn't appreciate it. But he continues to talk.
Eddie, what you mean by that? We all know for years on the YouTube streets, people done said Michelle stank, right? That's what they said. They said she got a foul odor. So in me talking to Funky, I said, you know what I'm saying? You know, I told me, saw Michelle, ooh, child, I finally see, you know, gossiping, Lord, I'm sorry. Ooh, child, I finally see what people be saying about her. This shit not funny, man. And
I mean, there's no other way to take that.
this is torturing me, and this is really part of my punishment. I feel so bad that it's people laughing off. Like, I feel bad, Angela. Like, oh my God, I feel so bad. This is torture right now. What I did say was, I see what people be talking about, and I followed it up by saying, I said she wasn't stained, but it smelled like flesh. You know, it smelled like.
What the fuck does flesh smell like? But it gets worse. I'm going to let y'all. He should have stopped talking. He kept going. I'm going to let y'all hear the rest of what he said, child.
Flesh was being shedded. You know, it just smelled like that's what it's like. It had like an undertone of.
No, flesh being shedded.
Like, it was just flesh. It was fleshy.
So, oh my God. You've been around the old folks too long. It don't stink, but it smells like flesh. What? What? What the fuck? What the fuck, baby? What the fuck flesh smell? What the fuck?
You know what I could describe it to? Y'all know when y'all was little kids and you may have had like an older auntie or something like that. Yeah, I feel so bad, but I gotta say it. I'm so sorry. Lord, please forgive me. I feel so bad doing this. I'm gonna keep saying I just feel so bad. But you know, like when you had an older auntie and she may have like, you know, she may got a hairy chin.
If you feel bad about doing it, Oliver, then you didn't have to do it. And you certainly didn't have to give all of this. Certainly didn't have to give all of this. But I'm gonna let it play a little bit longer so y'all can really hear how deep he puts his foot in his mouth.
You know, little titty fur.
What is titty
and you know,
fur?
you go to hug her. You a little child, so you up in the stomach area. You go to hug her, and you be like, "Ooh."
What is titty fur? Can somebody? And I have some, and I don't know what that is. What is titty fur?
It don't stink, but
it got that smell, that stench to it.
Oh, that's what that means, a hairy chest?
It's like, ooh. Because at first, and what made me notice it, at first when I smelled it, I was like, ooh, shit, is that me? Like, ooh, like I know I've been here for a couple hours, but did my shit, you know? And then I was like.
So again, you're saying she stank. She smelled musty. See, again, you can't, listen, if you said that when you first smelled it, you had to say, damn, is that me? I mean, I know I've been here for a few hours, but is that me smelling like that? That means it stank. You understand? See, and again, I ain't got no beef with nobody in this conversation. And the only person in this conversation that I ever met or had a conversation with is Oliver. But if you had to say, whoo, is that me? Baby, that means she stink. Baby, you were better off just letting this one go. To be perfectly honest, you ain't even have to say nothing. And if this was the best you could do, you could have just let this one go. I'm going to let a little bit more play. I'm not going to play too much more. I'm going to let y'all hear a little bit more. And then if y'all want to go hear the whole thing, he still got the video up.
And then she made like a little move. And I was like, oh, that's Michelle. And so in telling Funky later, I was like, you know, I understand what people be saying. No, and y'all, I really hate to be doing this, and this is why it's not honestly funny. That's why I feel bad, you know, and I got to take the consequence, whatever come with it. The reason why the shit not funny is because what I smelled, it wasn't stank like she was stank. Like she was stank because she actually had a very nice perfume on and she smelled nice. She looked nice. She was real, you know, she was cool. It gave like, it's a condition or it's something going on or maybe that time of month or it's a, you know, it's a, and I don't know women terms. That's another reason why I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this conversation because I never want no woman, especially a black woman, think I'm around here talking about her pussy or her vagina or medical issues that a man like me would never know nothing about, never experience, and it's not funny. For me, that's me. But what I experienced from it, I was like, oh, this is something else. It's not like, oh, she just stank and she just around here just rank-a-dang. Like, this is, you know?
Again, I'm going to leave it there. So let me say I got a few things to say because this is layered. There's layers to what I'm about to say. First and foremost, I don't know Michelle, never met Michelle, never been around Michelle. I don't always like what Michelle, you know, how, you know, things Michelle does in her reporting. However, as a woman, I do not like that. I feel like, to me, it's an easy read when a man talks about a woman stinking. And we sort of got in this conversation the other day with the whole fish thing. I feel like that's just an easy read. You know what I'm saying? When people be like, oh, she's a woman, she stink. Second of all, Funky, you were still wrong for putting Oliver in it. Mad Day is Mad Day, right? But you didn't have to say his name. You could have just as easily have said, and the people on the Atlanta street still say you stink. You could have said that. You didn't have to put Oliver's name in it. And I feel like that was done purposefully. And I don't know Funky Dineva, and Funky Dineva don't give a damn about me, and that's fine. But I almost feel like you felt some kind of way that he was hanging out with Michelle, and so you wanted to throw it out there like that. That's how I feel. Because if you listen to the whole video, that was a really good day for Oliver. He met Carlos King that day. He filmed with Nene Leakes. He was given an opportunity that he can't really get into the details about, but he said it's just a great opportunity for him. And I feel like I don't feel like it was an accident that you threw his name out there. I just don't. Now, do I think that it was premeditated? Maybe not. But I do think there's a part of you that was hating a little bit. I do. Oliver, you ain't have to address it. Honestly, you really didn't. Yes, your name was thrown out there. Yes, people know who you are. But in the grand scheme of things, that statement was a blurb on the bigger picture of what happened in that live. That is the same live where Funky Dineva threatened to physically assault Tasha K and her husband. You were a blurb on that live. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful at all, because you definitely have made your mark in social media. You get your streams. You on Facebook, and you're a creator over at. I'm not taking away anything you've done, and I'm not trying to lessen where you are by any stretch of the imagination. But you were not the main event in that conversation. The only people, if you felt like you needed to address it, then the people you needed to address it with, you should have called Nene, and you should have reached out to Michelle if you felt like you needed to. Fourth of all, you said what Funky Dineva said you said. You called that woman stank. And your explanation doubles down on the fact that you called that woman stank. Your explanation doubles down on it. You know, so honestly, I just felt like that was an unnecessary live. And the more you talked, honestly, the worse it got. The more you talked, honestly, for me, the worse it got. I'm not ignoring. I know people in the chat have addressed that she may have a condition that, you know, we know women do have. Like, I've noticed that y'all are saying that, and I'm not ignoring it, because honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that's not even, it doesn't matter whether that woman smells or not. It doesn't matter why she smells or doesn't smell. It doesn't matter if she has a condition or if she was just having a bad, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think it was an easy read from the beginning when Funky Dineva and Michelle were getting into it. Oh, hold on. Let me finish that thought. Y'all don't let me forget to mention when Funky Dineva had to move out of Michelle's apartment. He spoke on that too. So don't let me forget to mention that. But from the very beginning, when Funky Dineva and Michelle first fell out, I remember that live. And I remember when Funky Dineva went there and he talked about how bad she smelled and talked about how they had a mutual friend and how that mutual friend had to throw away a piece of furniture after she sat on it. And I just remember at the time thinking, wow. So moving right along. So let me talk. So Oliver did also speak on when he helped Funky Dineva move out of Michelle's townhouse when they fell out. And again, Oliver, I feel like you were mad at Funky, and this was your way of low-key getting back at Funky. This is my opinion. I feel like this was your way of low-key getting back at Funky, because you said, well, I was still in college. I was still at Morehouse, and I came over there. And the marshals were coming, and Funky was trying to hurry up and pack the townhouse up because he didn't want it to be in the blogs. He didn't want his stuff on the lawn. He didn't want to give Michelle that moment, and he didn't want to get blasted on the blogs of having all of his stuff. So he talked about how he was over there and how they were packing up really quickly and trying to hurry up and get all of his stuff out of there before the marshal showed up to put his stuff on the lawn. Now, he did say that he does not think that Funky Dotton even took that washer and dryer, because he said that when he was there, he saw the washer and dryer. But then the conversation came up about whether that was dog feces at the door. If you remember the video, Michelle said that there was dog feces at the door. And Oliver said, well, I don't remember if it was because Funky Dotton even says dog food. Michelle said it's feces. Don't know. What Oliver said was he did not know. He said he didn't remember. He said he does not remember. But what he did say was Funky Nadiva's dogs did tear that townhouse up. He said, and when he went over there, he said he wouldn't take off his socks and shoes because of how nasty it was. Now, again, I say, was that necessary? The woman asked you, was it dog food or dog feces? And you said you didn't remember. You could have left it at that. You didn't need to go further and say, well, I don't know if it was dog food or dog feces, but I will say them dogs did tear that apartment, that townhouse up to the point where you said you wasn't going to walk around and you wasn't going to take your shoes off when you went over there. Again, I feel like that was your passive-aggressive way of throwing a jab. You feel you was mad at Funky for throwing you in it. That was your passive-aggressive way of throwing a jab. That's how I felt. I felt like Funky threw a jab at you when he threw your name in it. Although Funky throw people's names and stuff all the time. But I feel like that Funky was doing that, and I feel like that was your way of throwing a jab back. That's my opinion. Didn't Funky pay for that? After she had to take him to court and get a default judgment, and they garnished his YouTube check. Yeah, I mean, eventually she got her money. But it wasn't like he voluntarily gave her a check. Claudia said his house was nasty in the background when they used to do TGIF. I see you, powerful boo. I see you. So anyway, y'all, y'all did tell me. I did go back and listen to the rest of it, and it was more there. Y'all can go listen to it if y'all want to hear the breakdown of the rest of the breakdown of the breakdown. But I'm about to get off of here so I can go watch. I don't know if I'm gonna watch Raising Kanan or Love After Lockup or Beyond the Gates, but I'm about to go watch one of them things tonight. Tomorrow will be Beyond the Gates, and I'll do something tomorrow. I'll either do Raising Kanan or Love After Lockup. And then what I don't do tomorrow, I'll do on Sunday. With that being said, you guys, y'all have a good weekend, and I will see y'all tomorrow for Beyond the Gates. And Cruiser, we're gonna do a live to talk about, give you guys some updated information on the cruise, and things of that nature. I'm gonna go into my Instagram right now before I do anything else and check for your message, Casey, on the books and bourbon. I'm about to do that. My phone about to die. Oof. I'm about to do that as soon as I get off of here. All right. Y'all it was good today. Ooh, then I'm gonna watch that first then. Ooh, grown woman, don't try me. I'm gonna watch that first then. All right, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the 2 milestone membership chats. And I will see y'all later. Peace.